Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day taking a quick look here at Uniswap, seeing what's going on. We're going to double check a few key factors, make sure we understand best practice and big picture. So if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. I hope you can learn as much as you can. If you are new, of course, cryptocash.tech is a site, link down below where you can learn to become a better trader. So we're going to quickly take a look at this reference here. This is a 15-minute time frame. It's a little small for me personally for a swing trade. We'll kind of touch on that, but again, generally speaking, before we get into that, quick congrats to our community members. Solana, SHIB, Litecoin, Comp, Polkadot, OGN 143%, XRP 44%, and then of course this morning too, Crowcoin and Chiliz. So awesome profits there, folks. Again, glad those trades are working well for you. We want to see if it's worth taking a trade here with the Uniswap. And the truth is, yeah, on smaller time frames, you can see this cup and handle essentially from a bird's eye view, but we don't want to get too focused on the smaller time frames. Again, depending on if you're a day trader or a swing trader, right? Me personally, these analysis, they're more designed for longer period holds and or they're valid for longer, if you will. Okay, so generally speaking, the smaller the time frame, the quicker things are going to move. That's just the way it boils down to. So, anyways, all that being said, let's take a look at the daily and work our way down. First of all, daily time frame looks pretty solid. In fact, why don't we start with a weekly first, just to get perspective on big picture. This coin has tremendous potential. I like to highlight weekly candlestick closures just to kind of see where we're at. Because those are, surprisingly enough, those are areas that are commonly retested, which we're seeing right now. Last 2 weeks in a row, we have been unable to close above that previous resistance at $11.90. Okay, so just some friendly advice here. When that happens, you got to respect that level. And truth is, right now, a long is, you're better off taking a long when you close above that range than you are when it's closing below that. So we could see a resistance and a rejection where the price comes back down, like we've seen here previously. Not saying that's going to happen, just it has a propensity to do that because of that being a previous resistance. And it's like, oh, geez, Cash, what the heck? Why does something from 2 years ago matter? Well, there's these preconceived notions that traders have going into trades and understanding these key levels, and those areas are just kind of like their mental levels, so to speak, things that people attach themselves to. And right now, people are still getting along the lines of like, hey, is $11.55 better? That's where relative strength comes into effect, right? When the price action is high on the RSI, it's overbought, right? But as this price starts to stay where it's at and the RSI comes down, that's when people start to realize, hey, this price action it hasn't gone down yet. I'm going to have a fear of missing out soon if I don't get in soon. That's why the price goes up. Okay, so again, a lot of it is just kind of psychological understanding of things in the back end. A book that I've read that's very good that I recommend reading is in this education section here. Check it out. I got asked about my favorite trading book. Check that out. That's in our education section. But anyways, talks a lot about the psychology of trading, and that's really what it boils down to. Half is technical analysis. The other half is just mental strength and or understanding of what the whales are doing. So let's talk about this. Enough rambling here. Uniswap daily time frame. We're above all moving averages. Stochastic RSI is converging for a second time here. That carries a little bit more weight than the first. And we see money flow indexes hanging out right there around 70. So this is truly a good case scenario. Now, truthfully here, we have been above, that's about 8 days now? 8 or 9 days, depending on. So we've been over RSI, over that level on RSI for a long time. Typically, I would say 1 to 2 weeks is the average turnaround time for the RSI to come back down to 70. Not saying it's going to drop soon, but generally speaking, we've been up here for a while, and for it to not having calmed down leads me to believe we could see another breakout. And I know you're probably thinking the opposite too. Wait, if it's overextended, isn't it going to pull back? Yes, it should, but the fact that we're not even close to 70 at this point leads me to believe that there's a tremendous amount of strength. And if you look at how much volume is in this coin here, this is quite a lot. And it may not seem like a lot, but this much volume is happening in this amount of time, where it's taken this much volume to happen in this much time. It's a higher amount there. Okay, so please recognize that. If you zoom in here, you can see a pretty solid amount of volume at this upper range, and it's just one of those things here that, generally speaking, we're looking at 11. Let's say 11.10. We could even just say, let's just round down. Just say $11. $11 is essentially that point of control, though. Is if the price stays above that level, we have a good chance of that holding a support. All right, so MACD is converging. Very strong sign here that's been converging for 8 hours. We've broken through this most recent resistance here, which it may not seem like a lot, but it's gone all the way back since it hit this level here. Okay, so initially came up, couldn't break through, came back to retest a few times, broke through, came back down, hasn't been above that level since. So being above that range, about 11.55 right now, is extremely important. Now, what's it mean right now with it pulling back? It doesn't matter yet. The truth is we want this candlestick to close at the end of the day above that level, preferably the daily candlestick at 11.55 or higher. Again, you can't always get what you want, but that's generally the case. That's a best case scenario, or generally what you're looking for. Okay, so all that being said, we got good support and volume. We're above the volume profile. We're trying to break through this resistance level. Haven't truly yet. We're over 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is high. Stochastic RSI is swinging up, and the MACD is converging. Those are all positive contributing factors. Basically, RSI being below 50 and 70 implies we have more room for growth, and the price action could go higher without a resistance level in sight. Okay. So the truth here is at 1190, closing above that would be a solid consideration for a breakout trade. I'm not much of a breakout trader myself, but that would be a cause for considering a long position. Okay. Again, I don't like taking longs when the price is at the top, but generally speaking, we could very well be at the beginning of a breakout here. All right, because again, this range-bound activity, breaking through those resistances, all these secondary scenarios here with our indicators are looking pretty solid. It looks fairly primed for the pump. Now, again, this is not my type of trade that I would like to take in confidence. However, if these conditions here are slightly better, it'd be a different story altogether. Let me explain. So we got the conversion line above the baseline. That's the blue and the red. Lagging span is semi-clear, but it's kind of pivoting off of the price action there, so that's not really a good sign. And then, of course, we're above the cloud itself. So in all reality, we have mostly bullish signs here, and this is, you're going to find more success as long as Bitcoin can stabilize and stay where it's at and not, have any knee-jerk reactions to the downside. We should be able to see this coin continue to staircase its way up. Okay? So it's doing very well at kind of creating these staircase type of pattern. While it's not perfect, it is higher highs and recent parallel lows, likely to follow with a higher low. So all that stuff in combination with each other is contributing factors you see in charts that are more likely to increase than decrease. Okay, because again, it's consolidating right here at the previous high, and of course we're above the cloud. That's a very contributing factor. And then other time frames too. The 4 hour specifically has a lot of momentum. Okay, and momentum at this rate after such a large increase is difficult to come by. So to me, this really seems like a very strong probability the price is going to go up than down. I hope I'm wrong and you can get into better price points or whatever the case is, but if I am right, it should continue to take off, and it might actually be fairly violent this weekend. A lot of coins are looking like they're ready to explode, just waiting for Bitcoin to kind of pull its head out of its ass. And right now it kind of is. Honestly, it's consolidating nicely above the cloud. It's looking pretty solid. And the closure at 62,000 or higher, I think we got a green light for some nice alts this weekend. This being one of them. So I would say this coin looks good. To quickly touch on the 15-minute, I think I saw the cup and handle that people were talking about. I don't really trade those kind of patterns on smaller time frames, so I'm just probably going to avoid that because it doesn't matter too much in this regard. But the truth is, yeah, the price section is definitely working itself into another pattern. It's working itself down into a descending trend, and it's typically just the latter half of a cup and handle pattern. It's basically just a bull flag to follow. Okay. So we are seeing those qualities here. So this very well could be the pivot point here at about 11.55. So again, yes, there is a statistical probability the price is going to go up and down. Once more, I look for reasons not to take a trade, then to take a trade. This just seems a little too risky for me personally. When I got a few hundred traders underneath me, I tend to be a little more careful. I don't like coins that are overextended like this and kind of out of nowhere and are priming for another pump. The likelihood of it going up is higher, but it's just not the risk I'm willing to take. Take with that what you will. What you should do, and that isn't a risk, if you've already used my link to register for Bitunix, make sure you use the link down below to register here for this trading competition. You're automatically eligible if you use my link to register, but you have to click on this link to qualify, and we have to have at least 60 registered users by the 6th in order to qualify. But this is a $10,000 prize pool for that competition. It's profit and loss ratio, trading volume. There's a lucky draw as well, so really simple and easy to qualify. You just really got to register. I think I'm going to send out some emails tomorrow to anyone who's registered with my link, so just be sure to use that. Otherwise, feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I hope you learned something today. Either way, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. We'll see you in the next one.